All right, so this is the 1511 final planning session. So we'll be going over what the main focuses are and where the priorities are for the team. So I guess let me share my screen and we will go from there.
Cool.
All right, so yeah, so this is the 1511 planning issue. The big areas of focus that we're working on right now that should be the top priority are really the top one. I think right now is around this compliance framework report and getting the actions in there, applying the frameworks, removing frameworks, all that work to make that group level management of compliance frameworks more useful for our customers, since that's one of the biggest things that our compliance customers are asking for right now. That's a big headache for them. So definitely think that that is the very top priority for us, to get that out. Yeah, and then past that, we'll be working on the designs for a few different things. Camellia is going to be working on moving some of the navigation around so that users can more easily find the compliance features, as well as this idea of a compliance adherence report. So she'll be starting to look at that, and we'll talk more about that in future releases as she gets further down the road. And then, as always, I mean, audit events is always going to be a high priority for us, just because users need those and they need to keep seeing them added and keep adding new functionality there. So, around the instance level, that's something that's very important for our own internal security teams and compliance teams. So that's definitely a high priority. And just generally, around the audit events, making sure that we're set up for future iterations of what we're going to do with the audit events and moving that forward. What else? So those are really the big pieces of work or priorities from a product perspective. We're continuing to iterate on some smaller things that we've done, like the merge request blocking and some things like that. But those are really the big efforts that we're looking at right now from a product perspective. And then, yeah, I think, did I miss anything there, Nate?
No, I think you've nailed it there with the top priorities. I guess I can go a little bit deeper into where we're currently at and what's sort of the plan as drafted here. So as discussed, the compliance framework report is that big piece of work that we're working on. We have released the sort of phase one part of the MVC in 1510. So 1511 is going to be about finishing off the filtering, the exporting, and being able to apply frameworks to projects within that, from that top level group report. So Sam is DRI for the MVC report, and Ilya is DRI for the applying the compliance frameworks, and we're reasonably confident of getting that all completed within 1511, which will be great. And then we want to start the planning on some quick actions. So I know there was some designs that came out of the back of the solution validation of this MVC. So there are some quick actions that Ilya is going to be planning out. Yeah, we've had some issues with the compliance violation report and the query times. So Josefa has been working on that over 1510 and 1509. So we're hoping to complete all of that within 1511 11 and sort of tidy up that bit of work. The next one was the emitting instance level streaming audit events. We started that in 1510. Hitesh is the RI for this, and we're hoping to get that completed. This is just the back end work. There will be some front end work that will come out to start adding that to the UI at the instance level, but we can work through that and with yourself and Camellia and stuff. So with it's 15.11, 16.0 coming up very quickly, the breaking changes. There's only one issue, and we're in discussions with the source code group around who actually owns this feature, and so hopefully we can sort that out pretty shortly. Blocking merge requests. So there was some follow-up issues that came off this release that happened in 15.9. Jay is the RI for this and all over that. So we're hoping to complete most or pretty much all of that work in 15.11 as well. Yeah, so audit events, as mentioned, we've spent a lot of time sort of doing refactoring and adding audit events across the place to move us over to our one event system, and Hasima will be looking at adding all of the event type schema definitions into so this will then mean that we can become a little bit more strict around how other groups and teams add audit events to the system. So hoping to complete that one as well. There are a couple of follow-ups from the streaming audit events filtering, which was released in 15.8, I believe. So we'll be just tidying up a couple of those. And then we have a couple of export features that will be tied in and came off the back of the BIC analysis. That's right.
Yes.
So, cool. And Mark's continuing with the end-to-end test coverage and our demo process, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
So a lot on, but hopefully we can tidy up a lot of these loose ends by the end of 15.11 and go into 16 with a
Yeah, and I think that it's also worth pointing out that if that we'll have a lot of release post items next release if we do get these moved to completion in 15.11, which is great. I mean, we're getting a lot of visibility already, so being able to get some more release posts out there and to deliver some of this is really awesome. I'm super excited about what we're doing here.
Was there anything else to add? Otherwise I'll stop the recording.
No, I think that's it.
Good.